Mr. Rupert, Mr. Crockett, the next one's for you. We talked about the firefighter retirement, the 3-day. I mean, none of this makes sense at all. So if you can explain to me how we can correct this, or basically, is it codified by law? You have to do it that way, or is that in-house, basically the way you operate in your agencies? And what can be done to change, or do you see a change coming? Or do you need us to make the change for you?
So I don't mind going first on this one. So thank you for the question. So it's actually a statutory and regulatory, and we'd invite a conversation. So we feel like the real experts are at our Office of Personnel Management, OPM. So we'd invite a conversation between the.
Are you all recognizing that there's just an inequity there? I mean, something has to change. It doesn't make any sense at all that a person, I'm understanding, if a firefighter takes more than a 3-day break in service, and they've been there for over 20 years, they not only lose their retirement benefits, they also lose all the money they previously paid into the system too. That's the way it's codified? Is it codified, or is that the way you all interpret it?
So so there is code for that special retirement, those benefits. My understanding of the 3-day break, that's within the regulatory framework.
You can change that without us changing the code.
Well, so maybe just to add a little bit, I think it's one really important aspect to figure out is as we talk about wildland firefighters break in service, recognizing that the same sort of challenge and concern affects other sectors of federal employment. So this touches more than just federal wildland firefighters. So there's a strong consideration there. I think to your point, we do regularly hear that this is an issue for firefighters.
Let me ask this: are you all opposing the changes we would make if we codified and changed the law? I mean, I don't want. The worst thing we can do is we do something with well-intended here, ends up in, by the time you all decipher through the agencies what you want to do, and then we get in a tit for tat back and forth. We don't want that to do. If you see the inequity here, the unfairness to the system, we can clarify it for you very, very quickly. We just want to make sure you all adhere to it. If you think it's unfair.
From my perspective, I think it's really important to recognize, I mean, there's sort of an equity issue across the government, but to your point, I mean, I regularly hear from wildland firefighters that 3-day break in services has a real impact.
And you all, and you're compassionate about that. You think we could change if we can carve this out and select so we don't cross over into your other jurisdictions. I think is what you're saying, Ms. Crockett. Do you all agree too?
Yeah, it's really important to our firefighters, and if we can get it figured out, it's going to make life easier.
I got you. With that, we'll go to Senator Brasso.